Welcome to my channel Cine Chills. Let's enjoy the explanation of the movie. Friendly reminder. This is a zombie movie that challenges the audience's physiological limits. It is also a seriously underestimated and unpopular horror movie. It is Yummy released in 2019. It is said that the scene is too bloody, so 6 minutes of the plot was cut before it was released. I suggest that timid friends turn off the lights and watch it in bed, otherwise they will be scared. I love zombie movie. Cleaner Lao Wang was cleaning the morgue, and a corpse ready for cremation was just delivered behind him. However, the weird poet was unaware of it. Corpse suddenly moved and was pushed in. Through a while, Lao Wang seemed to hear a movement from the incinerator. Curious Lao Wang went forward to check. After opening it, it turned out that the director of this plastic surgery institution, in order to develop a special medicine that can keep you young forever, Sister Jean kept using human bodies as experimental samples. After the experiment failed, 2 samples mutated. One was imprisoned in the laboratory and the other was just cremated. At the same time, the heroine Xiaomei was only supposed to have one with her proud breasts. She always becomes the focus of attention of old perverts when she goes out. Therefore, she often feels troubled, so she plans to have a breast reduction operation. Accompanied by her boyfriend Dashan and her mother-in-law Huajie, she went to a plastic surgery institution, which is Jinjia's. Little did she know that a catastrophe was quietly coming. Through Jinjia's introduction, Xiaomei also completely trusted Jinjia. After completing the formalities, she quickly entered the operating room. During this boring waiting process, Dashan met a consultant of the hospital, Xiaoshui. You can know a person's face but not his heart. Xiaoshui turned out to be a drug addict who often took drugs secretly in the pharmacy. This time, Dashan heard a sound from the room behind him. After opening it, a naked woman was tied to the bed. Seeing the woman difficulty breathing, kind-hearted Dashan Jiancheng Lianmeng stepped forward and took off the muzzle. The woman wanted to bite anyone she saw. Xiaoshui, who heard the noise, also rushed over. This scene scared both of them. What kind of monster is this? Suddenly, they felt that the situation was not good. The 2 of them ran away quickly, and a terrifying scene happened immediately. The monster took off its mask and bit the restraints crazily and finally crawled out in a weird way. Dashan rushed into the operating room and stopped the operation. He told the reason for the incident. The doctor hurriedly evacuated all the clients, but it was too late. Everyone was in chaos. When everyone evacuated to the corridor, they saw 2 zombies eating downstairs. When Xiaomei and Dashan came out, the corridor was empty. While looking for their mother, they saw a disgusting scene through the gap in the door. A zombie was eating the lower body of a woman. The zombie saw the 2 of them and pounced on them. He kept chasing them from behind. Dashan raised the crane and fought back, but accidentally touched the leaking light tube. There was a burst of sparks and lightning, and Dashan fainted. Xiaomei used a trailer to squeeze the zombies into a corner, and hurried forward to check on Dashan's injuries. Seeing that Dashan was no longer moving, the zombies crawled over again. Xiaomei had no choice but to give up the responsibility. Xiaomei escaped to a ward where an operation was being performed, but the doctors and nurses were bitten. Xiaomei had to find another way out. After searching for a long time, she finally found her mother, who was unconscious in the bed. She pushed her mother out with the bed and took her to escape. But when she stumbled, she happened to meet a zombie with only the upper body. After being noticed by the zombie, Xiaomei ran away. The zombie was chasing her. Xiaomei finally used all her strength to break open a door, but her mother unfortunately fell off the bed and was bitten by the zombie that caught up with her. Fortunately, Xiaoshui arrived in time. The zombie was beaten and held in his arms. At the same time, Dashan woke up from his coma. There were already corpses everywhere. Finally, Dashan met up with Xiaomei and other survivors. At this time, the director found the bite marks on Xiaomei's mother's legs could cause an incident at any time. They were ready to kill Sister Hua on the spot, but she was sprayed with blood. Seeing that they had different opinions, they immediately said that they would take everyone to the drugstore to find the virus vaccine. Corridor was full of zombies and everyone became cautious. Fortunately, they found the vaccine after the last effort and gave it to Sister Hua. Sister Hua twitched instantly and seemed not to get better. Then Curly asked the director what happened. Turned out that the secret experiment that the director and Sister Jean had done together failed, which led to the mutation. When the director was about to tell the truth, Sister Jean was afraid that the matter would be exposed, so she had to solve it in person. The director then concealed the fact from everyone by saying that the director was bitten. This time, Curly stepped forward. Checking on Sister Hua, she unexpectedly got bit by the mutated Sister Hua. In order to stop the virus from spreading, Curly put his arm into a meat grinder and cut off his arm to save his life. Seeing that her mother had completely mutated, Xiaomei finally made up her mind to solve the problem herself. It's not a solution to just stay like this without her mother. Everyone came to the rooftop and prepared to cross to the other side through a wooden plank. Everyone passed safely, but Curly, who had lost half of his body, lost his balance and fell down. When they were about to escape downstairs, they found the corridor was also filled with zombies. In desperation, Sister Jean led them to Laji Tongbao. This was also the only way out, and the last few people slid down smoothly. During this process, several people found a woman trapped in the pipe by zombies. Then they beat the zombies and rescued the blonde. Not long after, Xiao Shuai and Jin Jia were looking for a way out, but Xiao Shuai was bitten by a zombie in a room. In order to survive for a short time, Xiao Shuai finally killed Jin Jia ruthlessly. Jin Jia, who was attacked by zombies, concealed the fact. At the same time, the sound of sirens came from outside. The blonde girl thought she was going to be rescued, but she was shot to death as soon as she ran out. Xiao Mei and the others did not dare to act rashly. This time, the zombies chased them again. They had to continue running forward and soon found another manhole cover exit. After Xiao Mei climbed up, she couldn't help showing joy on her face. Kind-hearted Dashin finally helped Xiao Shuai climb up first. Suddenly, a zombie pounced on him and Dashin was also knocked to the ground. Xiao Shuai. He grabbed Xiao Mei and said, Dashin will definitely save himself at the cost of his life. It's a good fight for his life. During the process, Dashin took out the zombie tears and stabbed the zombie to death. When Dashin was about to ask Xiao Shuai to help him, Xiao Shuai was indifferent. Dashin found that Xiao Shuai was bitten and left Dashin behind. Xiao Mei and Xiaoshan stole a police car. When the car was halfway, Xiao Shuai suddenly had an accident. The movie was so scary. Xiao Mei took it aside. The driver stabbed Xiao Shuai with a screwdriver and finally pushed him out of the car. She also started the car and ran Xiao Shuai to death. She hurriedly went to escape from the mountain and faced many difficulties. Finally, her boyfriend climbed out. He walked out of the forest and went to the side of the road. He was asking for help and just then Xiao Mei saw him. She thought it was a zombie and finally accelerated and hit her. She looked through the glass and it was her boyfriend. But it was too late. Car lost control and finally hit a tree. Xiao Mei also died on the spot. Our video today ends here. If you like it, please subscribe, follow, and support me. See you in the next movie.